Doors closing.
And now something completely different.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Call from
Tom Turner.
What's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, and on the phone line, he is the author of Beyond the Bridge, 10 Lessons I've Learned from a Life of Disability. The one and only Tom Turner is on Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe. What's up, man?
How you doing, Ryan? Glad to talk to you.
I'm doing great, man. So we have a mutual friend in Brother Weed who's had a huge impact on my life. He's one of my mentors, and I met him through you, and I'm very excited to interview you right now. What are some of your favorite memories, real quick, of Brother Weeze?
Well, for one thing, I went to his wedding, which I'll never forget. It was, they called it the bar mitzvah. What do they call it?
Yeah.
They called it the bar mitzvah of something, and the name escapes me, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It's over 30 years now.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty cool seeing what he's accomplished in his life. And you've accomplished a lot. You wrote the book, which can be found on Barnes & Noble's Beyond the Bridge, 10 Lessons I've Learned from a Life of Disability. To the audience that hasn't read it yet, what is the book about?
It's basically about my life, where I started as a little kid that wasn't supposed to see the light of day. And I, with my parents' help, I beat the odds, and here I am 56, 57 years later. And we're still cranking it out.
What is the name of the condition that you have?
I was born with spina bifida, and what that is there's varying degrees of it. Most people, either they walk or they're unable to do so. Just I'll give you an example of somebody fairly famous. John Mellencamp was born with it, and they said to tell his parents to go. They told his parents to go home. They didn't think he'd live through the night, so I'm obviously beat those odds. He's well into his late 40s or is probably his 50s or 60s now. So he's doing well. And spina bifida, you can live. I think the oldest person living is in their 80s right now. And I'm gonna try and double that if I can.
What was it like in the 70s and 80s where things weren't as like medically advanced? Was it sort of difficult living with it in the 70s, 80s, and 90s?
Very difficult. For one thing, the ADA had been invented. Sure you know what that is. Americans with Disabilities Act. That didn't exist. So it was a bit of a challenge trying to get around different places and go to getting in touch with the public high school, that type of thing. So it was very challenging.
What are some ways that you've tried to make it into like a fun experience, if possible, if you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I know what you mean. Um, I just keep everything light, man. I just joke on everybody, and you know, I love life. I'm just I'm a very fun guy. Weasel tell you that when I go out, I love to have fun and joke with people and bust their balls, and I just try to have fun. Make
Now,
make
yeah. Now that you live you live in Rochester, right?
yeah.
What do you
Well,
think?
I lived in Victor, which is just outside of Rochester.
What I want to ask you is, what do you think about the garbage plate?
I've had one.
What do you think of
I
it?
like it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Yeah, I had one of the last ones that was made by the owner. Um, I think he's passed on now. But I had one of the last ones by the owner, and I'm a fan.
What are some of your favorite parts about living in the ROC? I was up there 10 years ago for Rover's Morning Glory's Hangover concert that they would have in January. I think it was at the Armory. I was on 94.1 The Zone or whatever it is. So I
Sure,
went.
I know. I remember you.
Yeah, I went by there, and I was trying to hang out with my boy brother Weez, but Rover's so soft that he didn't want me hanging out with the rival. It was really sad. But there's a cool music scene up there in the ROC. Like it's a very kind of a grungy town.
Very grungy. Um, we had back in the day, we had this station called the Nerve, which Weez was on it for maybe a minute,
I've heard about it. Yeah.
but yeah, I wasn't really a fan, but I'm I'm a classic rock guy, so that counts me out.
What's some of the music you
Um,
like?
I'm into everything old school Led Zeppelin, um, Stones, Doors, those those type of bands.
That's cool. What are some of the best concerts you've ever been to?
Best concerts I've ever been to were probably Guns N' Roses. I remember this very vividly. It was Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith.
Oh, nice.
They played together for it was a limited uh, project they did together. Um, they wanted to see what everybody's mystery meat was, so to speak. So they played out with one another.
Now, throughout your life, what are some of the TV and movies that you've been into watching?
Oh gosh, so many. Um, no, our the Murder Ball is one of
Nice.
my favorite movies. Have you seen it?
No, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, I hung out with a team. Um, all guys are were at the oh, it was a thing for the Americans with Disabilities Act. It was like a not a show, but a exhibition. Like the guys would show off their abilities, and it was really a lot of fun. I actually played wheelchair basketball for maybe a year, but I broke my leg.
Yeah.
And Mom and Dad said, "You're done." They didn't want me to do that anymore. So
Now,
sadly, my
earlier you said that you like to go out and have fun. What is it like going out and about on the town with Tom Turner?
biggest thing is I used to love to go to Gurnell's. Sadly, that's done. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
miss their red meat. But I usually go to. I'm a homebody, so I kind of stick to home. So I go to a place in Victor called the Thirsty Turtle.
Nice.
Yeah, they
Now,
have great
no, go
great
on.
burgers.
Oh, when you get a burger, what's the burger for Tom Turner?
Anything with ketchup, mustard, relish, onions. What am I thinking of? Mustard,
Pickles?
pickles, any of that kind of stuff. Load it, drag it through the garden, as they used to say back in the day.
Yes, sir. Now, before I let you go, how can people find your book?
You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Goodreads. There's all the major market outlets. You can just do a Google search for my name, Thomas Turner, and Thomas Turner, Victor, New York. That's the best way to pick it up.
Yes,
And,
or they can Google Beyond the Bridge, 10 Lessons I've Learned from a Lifetime of Disability. And what I'll do is on this podcast, I will link the Barnes & Noble's link in the podcast description so people can buy it for you, my friend.
Oh, beautiful. I appreciate it.
Of course, dude. Any way to help. It's been a lot of fun having you on a happy hour. It's been cool seeing your journey, being Facebook friends. And if you're ever in Florida, let me know.
I will do that, sir. I'd love to hang out. Love to hang out with you.
Tom, keep up the good work. And for everybody out there, check out Beyond the Bridge, 10 Lessons I've Learned from a Lifetime of Disability by Tom Turner, which will be in this podcast description. Thank you, Tom. It's been a lot of fun having you on the show.
Yeah, take care.
All right, goodbye. And that was Tom Turner, as he called in the Hoppe Hour, author of Beyond the Bridge, 10 Lessons I've Learned from a Lifetime of Disability. If you want to check out the book, Google that name, or it's in the podcast description. Now, if you want to hear more of my show, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's very similar to Brother Weeze's show. All you got to do is check out this podcast feed that you're listening on, or search HOPPE Radio on all major podcasting platforms. This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, signing off. Goodbye.
Tick-tock, clocks are juking, playing cruel pranks. Hoppe's hour almost done, feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom in streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilted rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilted rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Phone lines buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. EHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the happy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Tuned in every night like clockwork to a show. Now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Riot Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine. The void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speakers silent, time but coming to an end. Like a roller coaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe's jokes and jabs, these our daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the happy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The happy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
Happy Hour is now over.
Happy Hour is now over.
Game over.
This concludes our broadcast day. Good night, and God bless America.
Doors closing.